guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So today I want to do a video on Pandel. Now Pandel is a character that got her EZA back in December on JP. I actually never got around to doing a video highlighting her. Just a lot of those characters, I don't know why they meter burned like Awakening and EZAing a lot of these like fusion crossover characters in that time span, because most of them I feel like are really not that impressive. And I kind of feel like this Pandel probably is like that. I mean, let's do the showcase first, but I don't think she's really going to be too impactful. I don't really see her being like a tremendous help in like really difficult content, but let's take a look at her, right? So number one, really bad. This is a very basic thing. Moving forward, we really want characters that are giving themselves defense on their super attack effect. That is actually so big, to give themselves defense. All Pandel is doing is lowering enemy attack and defense. So her passive, this is very basic for a relatively recent unit. 150% attack and defense start a turn. She gives all allies 30% attack and defense, which is good, but I really do like Key being there too. And then she gets 10% attack and defense and 7% chance to dodge per fusion category ally in the team. So we have the full team. So this 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. On a full fusion team, she does have a 49% chance to dodge, which we're on a full fusion team. Okay. But like, okay. This is like a really good situation for her. We are on a 200% team, but keep in mind, in order to get the 200% leader skill, we do need to be on Kamehameha, which Pandel is not a part of. So Pandel is essentially on a double 170% lead right here, right? Okay. So there's no support, right? Like, she is linked up with Pandel right here, but we're not actually getting support from Pandel. Or, excuse me, from Brawpan, my bad. Now, Pandel's link set here, she has Battlefield Diva, GT, Infighter, Saiyan Lineage, Fuse Fighter, and Shattering the Limit. She has an odd link set, really. If you take a look at the characters she links up well with, Brawpan is her best friend. And then characters like B-Pan, Vegeta Jr., and Braw, I don't know. It's just not really... I don't think Pandel is looking too good, honestly. Let's get a couple of different runs, you know, sort of see some different situations, how she looks. This is a full fusion team, right? 2.3 million with a 200k defensive stat. I mean, she lowers attack, and she can dodge. I feel like Pandel could be an okay option. Like, if you're doing, like, Fusion Super Battle Road. Or maybe if you're gonna take down, like... Yeah, I guess that's it. Like, or, like, she could be okay on a Fuse Fighter Super Battle Road stage as well, right? Fusion or Fuse Fighter Super Battle Road stages, I think she could be, like, decently okay. Which, I mean, it certainly sounds, you know, kind of weird. Like, because people are just gonna be, like... People are actually just gonna run, like, all the Gogetas and Vegetos and shit like that, right? But, like, I think she could, because essentially a 50% chance to dodge is good for Super Battle Road, right? Dodge, in my opinion, dodge is a very strong mechanic for short difficulty events. A lot of times, a lot of tough bosses, you know, by the time you get to the end of them, they're canceling dodge. In Red Zone, there's two bosses that cancel dodge, right? Android 13 and Broly. And then, of course, like, a lot of the legendary events cancel dodge towards the end of it. So dodging characters, typically, I feel like, are geared more towards Super Battle Road, in terms of, like, effectively using that defensive ability of theirs. And then Pandel is also lowering enemy attack as well. Okay, so this is a good turn. Remember that we're getting the support from Gotenks right here. So she's up to 238k. The one link we don't have active here is Infighter. Let's just see what Pandel does right here. We'll put Pandel first, and we'll kind of take a look at what her damage and stuff is going to look like on this turn. But like, see, the 238k, that's it. She doesn't get additional defense when she attacks, which really I think hurts this character a lot, right? Alright, so Pycon's gonna do his countdown. What attack set do we get from her? And she gives us a 2.56. Yeah, it's a shame. I think, how could we make her better? Number one, I think she should give Ki. So it's just like 2 Ki. So all allies 2 Ki, 30% attack and defense would be fine. I think she should then probably greatly raise attack and defense on her super attack effect for 1 turn. And then potentially one more thing. And then that would help her out a lot. Maybe then just give her like, you know, 50% attack and defense on super attack as well. But it's like, you know, to make these characters relevant, like you got to give them a bunch of stuff like that. You really do. So, all right, let's do another run, and we'll see how effective Pandel can look. You know, remember, she is supporting the rotation, but, you know, just a 30% buff without Ki, not really the biggest fan. If I'm bringing supports, I really like them to give Ki, especially because Pandel's, like, one major team right now, essentially, is going to be the Fuse fighter team. A lot of LRs, a lot of Ki-hungry fusions on this team. I mean, we could, I guess, run around, like, hybrid Saiyans or something like that. But the hybrid team is already strong. Like, I don't know. I mean, crossover, sure. If like crossover had like a better team in the future or something, I don't. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's see what we get from Pandel. So we have a very similar team, but we have a couple of less fusion units here. Yeah, and we can see a little bit of a dip in her stats right there. But remember, Weirus does become a fusion support type unit. With a couple of orbs, which we'll get right here. So that will go ahead and activate Pandel's support. We got her on the same rotation with Broad Pan again. I probably do want to get some rotations where she's not just sitting there with Broad Pan. I'll probably do another run. We'll take her off. But, I mean, what we're seeing from her is about it, right? I mean, I don't know if I really like her dodge being restricted to having fusion units either. That's another really quite painful thing. I think... like, just giving her, like, 50% free dodge could have been good. And it's like, the reason I, you know, mention all these potential changes that would have helped this unit out so much is because she just dropped. Like, she's not old, right? Like, this is a character that came out in December. On Global, she came out in February. On Global, Pandel came out during the 7th anniversary, right? Like, 7th anniversary is February for JP, right? And that's when Pandel dropped on Global is February, so... it's like, when you think about it in that fashion, it's like, oh, brother. All right, we'll get this rotation, and then we'll, again, I just want to keep getting a couple of different, like, rotations for just sort of seeing the attack stats and stuff like that she's putting up. I'm not overly impressed, though. I think that they're, you know, from, like, kind of like this huge, like, crossover batch of characters, there were some good units, like Weirus. I think Cool EZA are solid. Janembu, of course, but I don't know about, like, Pandel. I'm not really too enamored so far. Alright, guys, we'll get a couple more rotations and then we'll finish up. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Pandel. But certainly I, you know, do wish that they would improve some of these units a little bit. Pandel does link pretty well with LRB Pan right there, too. We had, Battlefield Diva, GT, Saiyan Lineage, and Shattering the Limit all activated, so... she does link up rather well, actually, with LRB Pan. I do think that they don't need to necessarily make these kind of characters throwaways, right? Because it's like, you know, Pandel has been out since very, very early in the game's release. And Pandel is a character, they're not going to drop a million more Pandels, right? So I do think that they very easily could have made kind of like a better... version of this Pandel character, right? Like, I see no reason why Pandel could not have been a bit better, right? Either make her support better, I think make her a little bit better defensively. At least she will have sort of a kind of good role on, like, a Fusion Super Battle Road stage, but again, I mean, I just think, like, people, like, when it comes to, like, a Fusion stage, everyone is just gonna run their Gogetas, right? Like, it's... that's what everyone wants to run. Like, when the Fuse Fighter stage comes out, like, people are not going to be like, okay, let me run a full Fusion team specifically, so that Pandel can be at max power, and I'll run Pandel, right? Like, I doubt that's what people are going to be doing, right? This is a very good rotation for Pandel right here. We'll go ahead and see what we're going to be able to get. So we've got most of her links activated. We can go ahead and pop the Pan's active skill, give her a nice little extra buff. And then we'll be able to get the support as well with Weirus. So we'll go ahead and make this the last turn. Let me know what you guys are thinking about our girl Pandel. I certainly would say she could have been made at least a bit better, I'd say. I mean, these numbers nowadays just don't really hold up too well in a lot of the content, right? It's just how it goes, right? Power creep continues. Can't really stop it. Alright, so let's see what we get. And Pandel gives us a 3.15. And she's also giving all allies 30% attack and defense. And then she, of course, you know, she gets more chance to dodge and more attack and defense per fusion category ally in the team as well. Alright guys, this is Energetic Fighter Pandel. Her leader skill is Int type Key 3 and 100% stats. Her super attack is the Maiden Blast, which does supreme damage to the enemy and lowers enemy attack and defense. Her passive skill, Whoop of Victory, gives her 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then she gives all allies 30% attack and defense. Then she gets an additional 10% attack and defense and 7% chance to dodge per fusion category ally in the team. Her link skills are Battlefield Diva, GT, Infighter, the Saiyan Lineage, Fuse Fighter, and Shattering the Limit. While she does have some good links individually, it is kind of a weird combo of links. Her 12 kill multiplier is 130%. That's very, very low. In terms of an EZA she could help out in, I mean, maybe the Peppy Gal EZA, I would probably say, or like Tech Android 16 and STR Android 21 could potentially be another one. And then finally, she's on a couple of category teams. She's here on the Peppy Gal team. She is also over here on the Fusion team. That, of course, is the most important team for her. She's also over here on the Hybrid Saiyan team. Then she is also on the Crossover category team. And then finally, she's down here on the 7th Anniversary Fused Fighter category team, which, you know, has all these types of characters on it. So, let me know what you guys think of EZA Pandel. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.